Hi and welcome back. I wanted to start out by apologizing for not getting this video out sooner. For those who don't know, I actually work at a school during the week most of the time. So school actually just started back up on the 8th of September. And my days start out with me getting up really early in the morning and working until mid-afternoon. So my only time to record is either at night or on the weekends. And the first week back at school, my mind was not in a very good place for trying to make videos because I was so exhausted from having to get up so early when I wasn't used to that schedule yet. So I wanted to take some time. I actually meant to do this video this past week. I actually meant to record this Friday or Saturday night, and I'm recording it on Sunday the 20th. So, again, I just wanted to apologize that it took so long to do this, but I'm doing it now, and now that I'm more accustomed to my schedule between working at the school and also working as a trainer at the gym, I'm going to really make myself stick to a schedule of when I record, edit, and put these out. I really want to apologize to my Patreon for not really having much this month because of my waiting on this. So, anyway. So, my last video, I talked about running the Rock and Roll Arizona Half Marathon. The next Rock and Roll race that I did was in Chicago in July of 2019. Now, and this was actually another big part of why it's taken me so long to do this. There wasn't really much noteworthy of that race. It was, trust me, I really enjoyed running the streets of Chicago and everything, but there was nothing that I was like, oh hey, I did this really cool thing on the course. It was just, you kind of went through the city of Chicago, and there were a few spots where it was like, oh, that's a cool little, theater, or, but there was nothing that really, like, jumped out, like, oh, I, ran by this big, huge Olympic thing, or I was near the stadium where the Chicago Bulls play, or anything like that. It was just running the streets of Chicago. Didn't really know much of where I was. The one place was it started in the park near where the Bean is. And those who don't know the Bean, I think a lot of people know what the Bean is now, but it's that big, huge, metallic mirror thing that is just a giant bean that people walk around and look at and see their reflections in different spots. So it started near there, and it actually ended near there as well. But the story of that particular weekend, that happened to be the weekend of that summer that a huge, nasty heat wave hit the Midwest. And really most of the United States, honestly. So my family and I, we rode a train to Chicago that didn't get to us on time. We ended up waiting like an extra hour or two, got on the train, and it was at night. We got to Chicago sometime like around 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. And I've made it very plain that trains are fine. Trains overnight are not good at all. I didn't sleep at all. For one, we were just like in coach. We weren't in any like room with a bed or anything like that. So there was no real sleep. It was just sitting uncomfortably in a chair on the train, going along, hearing noises, seeing flashing lights in your eyes, and not really sleeping. But they had to be very careful the closer we got to Chicago because it was so hot. The rails were expanding or something, so they had to be very careful and slow way down. And we got there to Chicago. I think we went and got checked into the hotel, and then went and got lunch. We ended up, oh wait, no, we actually did go. We went to the convention center. See, I've been to Chicago. This was, I think, the third time. Of the other two times, it was for conventions. So we basically stayed where the convention was happening, didn't really leave the building because we were getting autographs, pictures, and watching panels with different celebrities and whatever. So there was no leaving the building, the hotel, the convention center, and doing anything. It was just we were there, doing our thing, and that was that. So this was the first time we were really in Chicago and were doing something. So ironically, we went to the convention center to get my packet, and that was actually where one of the conventions we'd been to was. So we just went in a different way, I think, or something. I can't remember, but went in, got the packet, walked around a bit. Wasn't really anything super noteworthy there. It was very hot outside, so we spent most of the time in there, made sure we were cool, and then made sure we had an Uber waiting for us so that we could just hop in and get over to the next thing, which was we went to Michael Jordan's steakhouse. Anyway, it's a restaurant owned by Michael Jordan. It was very nice. Had a good meal there. Had my traditional chocolate cake that was 23 layers for his jersey number, of course, so that was cool. I don't think we really did much after that. Like I said, it was really hot, so we just basically were like, we can't really do anything walking around or anything because we don't want to have heat stroke. And we got back to the hotel, and I found out that, was it then? No, when we were still on the train, I found out that they had actually canceled the 5K, which was supposed to happen that day. Which a lot of people were upset with because they had actually registered either Friday or that day and were told, yep, no, you paid for this and now it's canceled. So a lot of people were really upset about that, trying to get their money back, all that stuff. So then a lot of us that were running the half and the 10K were very concerned that the same might befall those races. The thing with rock and roll and their various races is when they do the 5Ks are kind of during the day. So it would have been at the hottest part of the day anyway, where I've never actually done any of the 5Ks, but that seems to be the timing for them from what I've seen. The only difference is Las Vegas, but Las Vegas is Las Vegas, so I'll get into that in a later video. But so the Saturday 5K race would have been happening not as early, whereas the half and 10K start pretty much always at like 8 o'clock or something. So they start early enough that a lot of people can get through before it's like the hottest part of the day. So what they ended up doing was one told us that they would have hydrants spraying so that we could run through them to cool down. And they would have chute options for if you decided you couldn't do your full length race for whatever reason. And then they said that if you didn't reach a certain point in the race by a certain time, they were going to sweep. So everyone would end up going down a certain way straight to the finish line, unless they'd gotten past that certain point. So I had all that in mind. I was one of the first corrals to go, so I didn't really have much to worry about there. But by that was Sunday. By then, it wasn't nearly as hot as the previous days, so it wasn't bad for me. I think everyone ended up finishing. I mean, you know, you have the few people that don't end up finishing always, but I think that everyone had the opportunity to finish the entire race. I don't think they ended up having to do the sweep or anything. I did see a few people take the option to do a much shorter course. I think it was like, I know it was after the 10K mark for the half marathon course, so it was like 7 something or 8 something miles. But it was a nice race. I enjoyed it. It actually, I think there was a little bit of mist at one point, so then we were there's a portion of it that was by the lake, so that helped as well. But I enjoyed it. Like I said, there wasn't really a lot where I was like, oh, hey, there's that thing, and there's that thing, or anything like that. And like a lot of their races, they'll put on the maps, like, distinguishing features that you go by, and I don't really remember anything from that. But then I don't really remember anything super spectacular from Arizona either, aside from just the scenery of it. And you did end up going near the Phoenix Zoo and the Botanical Gardens. But aside from that, with Chicago, there were a few kind of cool spots, but there were also some kind of weird spots that was like, why are we going down in here in this weird tunnel kind of thing? Or why do we seem to be in a parking garage? Or why are we going through like where big rigs are dropping off stuff at a building? You know, stuff like that where it's like, this isn't really amazing scenery here. But when you were in the main part of Chicago, that was cool, but that was the first 5 miles or so. And then after that, it was kind of like, okay. Then the last like mile or so, you're running along near the lake and everything. So that was kind of cool, but it wasn't super spectacular. I enjoyed it though, but like I said, the thing with Rock and Roll Chicago is currently that's one that's on the chopping block that they made the comment of it won't be happening next year. We're going to find something else in that region for people to do, making it sound like it may never be done again. Again, I don't know. I'm going to speculate about some of those in a later video, but for now, that was pretty much it. After that, went back to the hotel, got stretched, showered, went and ate at Hard Rock, went to the aquarium, which was pretty cool. I did like the Chicago Aquarium a bit. And then got back to Rainforest Cafe for dessert. And then got on the train and went home. So, all in all, it was a nice little thing. Just, I do not recommend, unless you can handle sleeping on a train for only like a couple hours, or if you can actually sit down in one of those chairs and actually fall asleep, kudos to you. But that's that. The next video will be about Rock and Roll Montreal, which unfortunately is another one that seems to be on the chopping block. So, but I have a lot more to say about that one. So for now, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and comment below. I also have my Patreon link below in the in the description. And I'd like to thank my patron, Jennifer Ann, for supporting me again, and for basically not seeing anything for a couple of weeks. Nothing new anyway. So, thank you for your support, and check her out if you can. She's a great cosplayer and a good friend, so please check her out, and yeah. Till next time, remember, we're in it for the long run. Peace and love.